Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy Yoga as Healing Day. So excited to be here with you today. Today we are going to need a blanket for sure, and blocks are always helpful. So if you have a block or two, go ahead and grab those. So excited to be here with you. I'm going to turn us around. Holler if you can't hear me, but hopefully everybody's good. Oh, look it, we got a basketball. Let's get that out of the way. All right. Yoga zone / all things zone. That's what's happening here. It's our bell of mindfulness getting us going. I feel like we need to do practices like healing at least once a week. And as I was kind of getting ready this morning, I was really thinking about what is healing for me? What does healing mean to you? What do you do on a day-to-day basis, or what rituals or habits do you have that promote healing within yourself? And this week we lost a very good officer here in Lincoln, Mario Herrera, who I didn't actually know this, but my husband's cousin's husband, Mario is the brother. So, although I don't know him directly, our family does, and such an interesting time, right? He actually, we found out, for those of you that don't know, you don't live in Lincoln, we lost an officer who was going to do a case and issue a warrant, and he was actually off duty. He was going to help fill in because they thought maybe they'd need a translator. And an very unfortunate thing happened. And I just feel like there's so many things like this in life that we just go, why? Like, why this person, this man of 4 kids, or why that person or that mom? And I feel like in my own life there's been so many people recently who've had diagnoses, just going through really, really hard times. And so I think about, what is it that we can do collectively as humanity to raise our awareness, to raise our consciousness, and also do things on a day-to-day basis that help promote our own healing and our own well-being. So let's find a nice, easy seat. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. My prayers go out to the Herrera family. My prayers go out to all people that are hurting in any way. We never know someone's story, folks. We never know. And what we can do is assume that everybody is doing the best they can with what they have in this moment. And so instead of trying to change someone else, we get this time on our mat to focus on working with ourselves. And Dr. Joe Dispenza, and if you've never followed him, he's one of my favorite individuals to follow because he studies radical remissions. One of my favorite books is the Placebo Effect, and one of the things he says is that the power that made the body can heal the body. Every time I say it, it gives me goosebumps, like the power that made the body can heal the body. And please don't underestimate your time on your mat. and the power that you have within yourself when you believe in your own healing, what is possible. And there's the element of belief, and there's also the element of equal parts surrender, of trust. Let's fold the hands together in front of the heart. Take a moment and set an intention. Something draws you to your mat every single time. Love for the practice, love for yourself, a desire. There's always something. And then our life unfolds through intention, whether they are conscious or unconscious. So let's practice making it intentional. And then release your chin down towards your chest. Let your hands come down towards your legs and inhale, lift your chin, open your eyes. So today's practice is going to be a focus on the side body, hips and low back. Okay, so yay for that. We're going to come on to kneeling, and I'm actually going to take my blanket and I'm going to set it under my knees just for a little extra padding. You don't have to do that. It's totally optional. And then plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Spread your fingers. Now, if you don't have a blanket, remember you can always use a towel. Good. And I want you to just feel yourself in this position, your body in space. Notice if your breath feels like it changes at all. And you're not trying to do anything just yet. You're just breathing. Notice how the belly expands, it moves towards the earth, but your back body also is lifting up. Exhaling, everything comes back towards center, towards you. Good. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now I want you to drop the belly and lift the heart. Inhale. Draw the shoulders out of the ears. And then exhale, round your back. And instead of coming all the way towards the child's pose, just kind of hover off the heels. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, round the back. And you're just going to go actually until your breath runs out. So if you do actually get all the way to the heels, that's fine. But if you don't, just go as far as your breath takes you, that you start to synchronize the breathing and the movement. Again, inhale. Exhale. Let's come up to a neutral spine. Inhale, weight comes forward. And our exhale, you're going to bring your right foot forward between the hands. Your left foot is going to swivel, and you're going to take it behind you, okay? And then you're going to come up onto kneeling on that left knee. Our right knee is going to be right over the ankle. And then we're going to lean forward a little bit. So now my back hip is going to come slightly in front of the knee. We're going to bring the forearm on the thigh. Good. Now take the left hand to the hip. Revolve the belly open. Ever so gently use your right forearm against your right knee to move the knee away and open the chest. Good. Now if you're feeling plenty, just stay here. If you like, reach your left arm up to the sky. Take an inhale. And then exhale, let the left arm drape behind the head so you get a little bit more into that side body. Stand strong into this right foot. Push the right heel into the ground. Carve the outer right seat underneath you and keep the right knee moving to the right. Let's take 2 more breaths. Good. Lay your head back. You need a little freer in the neck here with the forearm holding it so you can lift your gaze. You could also look forward and, of course, look down. Good. And then inhale. Pull up to standing with your arms parallel to the ground and stretch that right leg out straight. Flex your foot. So it's like a triangle pose. Now, if you've got a block, you can grab that block. Inhale, reach forward. And then your right hand will come down inside the front leg. Left arm's going to reach up towards the sky. Good. Now take the top hand again. This time, if you can, just hand behind the head. If that's too much, hold your hand on your shoulder. Inhale. And then exhale, you're going to coil elbow down towards the floor. It's not going to touch. You're just moving towards the floor. Inhale. Open it up. Exhale. Coil it down. Inhale, coil up. Ujjayi breath, very slow and steady. Once more, inhale. Dig that right heel down, waking up that hamstring. Exhale. Good. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, reach the arm to the sky. Inhale, take left hand down to the floor. Right hand to the floor. So now you're facing the long edge of your mat and return your right hand underneath you. Take a pause. Breathe in. Take a breath out. So give yourself time to feel the difference in the sides. Left foot's going to step out to the left. Walk the hands back. Bring your hands up onto your hips. Hands up onto your hips. Reach the arms out wide. Inhale. And then left forearm to thigh. Right hand, let's just start again. Take it on the hip to begin. Now my right knee, it's roughly, my right heel is in line with my left knee. I just said that all backwards. Scratch that. Left heel in line with right knee. You know those days. But it's not going to be one of those days. It's a great day to have a great day. Isn't it? Even when it's raining, even when it's snowing, even when it's sunny, it's always a good day to have a good day. Reach the arm up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Hand behind the head. You're just letting it drape. You don't have to overwork here. And you're going to get long from the right knee, outer right leg, outer right rib cage, through the armpit, through the elbow. Lay back. Lay back. It's like a yawn, right? A yawn for the body. Good. Push into that bottom forearm, keeping space on that bottom side of the neck. We aren't dropping into it. We're lifting out of it. Lay back. Take another breath. And then reach the arm to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale. Use your core. Pull up through center. Straighten the left leg out. Flex the toes. At the moment, my hip is above the knee. But we're going to reach forward just like Trikonasana, just like triangle pose. Grab your block if you need it. Or just bring your hand, if you don't have a block, hand on shin. Reach the arm up towards the sky. Good. Take the hand. Hold behind the head. Inhale. And then exhale. Coil down. Inhale, open. Exhale, coil. 2 more. Breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach up through the right arm. Exhale, pull up to stand. Inhale, take your hands down to the mat. Exhale, return your left knee underneath you. Walk your arms out. Come into a puppy pose. You can just stay facing this side. Hips stay up. Take one more breath. Breathe out. Walk the hands up closer towards you. Good. Turn yourself back around so you're back at the top of your mat. We're going to take our blanket off to the side and come onto the belly. Come on to the belly. You're going to stack your hands, right hand on top of left hand. Right hand on top of left hand. So we're going to work into the back here a little bit. You're going to keep your head down, your forehead connected to your right hand. And all I want you to do is lift your right elbow up. Right elbow lifts up. Your wrist will kind of bend here. And then exhale, set it down. This is not a big movement. It's very small. Head is staying down, just the elbow is lifting. Pelvis is staying down. Inhale. Exhale. So what you'll notice quickly is one side of your back's going to be working in your upper back a lot. So these are just some somatic movements. Again, inhale. Exhale. And what I notice is in my pelvis, my right side of my pelvis lifts a little bit. So I'm going to work on keeping that down. And then actually the left side of my back and my lumbar spine has to really fire to actually keep the right side down. So maybe different for you. Down. Good. Now just pause. Where do you feel it? So yoga, we get to notice where we start to feel things. Left side, left hand's going to go on top. Forehead stays down. Inhale, left elbow lifts. Wrist bends. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. It's very easy sometimes, exhale, to underestimate the little things, right? Not just in the yoga practice, but right in our life, like the little habits that we create every single day. Maybe it's making our bed. Maybe it's the way that we eat. The choices we make with what we watch. Inhale, one more. Keep that left hip point down. Exhale. Good. Again, now everybody's different. For me, where I actually notice it quite a lot is in my mid-back, below my rib cage, lumbar spine. That's what really has to fire to make the actions of the pelvis staying down for me. So now we're going to add on a little bit. I want you to turn your head to the right so your left temple is down. You're going to keep your right hand against your temple. And then you're going to lift your head, push into your left forearm, lift the elbow, and then exhale, set it down. So a much, much bigger movement. You may need to watch. So my head stays on my right forearm, the back of my right hand. You're going to actually push with the left forearm. There is some work there. Inhale. Exhale. So you notice, am I working more by lifting with my right forearm, my head up, or am I pushing more in my left forearm? Okay, and you can be doing either. Okay, lift up. Try not to crank on your head. And lower. These get you warm quite quickly. One more. Lift and lower, right? Again, as I lift right side, it's my left lumbar that starts to fire. Okay, switch it up. Left hand's on top. I'm looking left. My right temple is on the back of my left hand. This is like a game of Twister. I'm saying right and left so many times. Your head is looking left, but your right temple's down. Okay, push into this right forearm. Inhale, lift and lean back and lower. And you don't have to go very high here. You do not. It can be a very small movement. Inhale, exhale. Now you're trying to keep the pelvis down as best you can. Inhale, lower. Two more. If you have back pain right now, very little movement. Okay, please don't come very high. Be patient with your back. One more. Lift and lower. So good. Okay. Bring your forearms out in front of you. Forearms out in front of you. Doesn't that feel nice to be symmetrical? All right, now if your back is feeling tender, I want you to widen your feet so they're about as wide as your mat. Feel the compression into that lumbar spine where you were likely maybe noticing some things happening in those last couple movements. Good. Push into the forearms. Energetically drag your forearms back as though your heart is coming through. And then isometrically try to pull your hands apart a little bit, your forearms apart. I don't want them to really move, but just imagine that they are moving, and notice again the upper back begins to wake up a little bit. Drop your tailbone down. If you're getting pain in your back, I want you to lower your gaze to the mat. Good. And then keeping the forearms down, lift the legs up. Wake up the hamstrings a little bit. Again, if it's too much, keep the legs on the ground. Keep the legs on the ground. Good. Breathe. 3. Really slow. 2. And then slide the forearms out. Forehead to the floor. 1. Rock the hips a little bit side to side. Let go through the glutes. And then bend your knees and windshield wiper the legs side to side. And then begin to straighten the legs, stretch the legs back. Walk your hands back. And we're going to move towards a child's pose or a puppy pose. So if we're working with a knee injury, keep the knees elevated above, or if you just would prefer puppy pose or child's pose. And then lift your head up, walk your knees in closer. Either stay in puppy pose or you're going to come into a downward facing dog, okay? So again, if you're working with a shoulder injury, please just stay down. Stay down into the puppy pose. Otherwise, lift the knees up. We will not be here long. Don't worry. Inhale. Empty it out through your mouth. Let it go. Lift your heels, and you're going to come forward to the top of your mat. So if you're in puppy pose, just step 1 foot forward. You might want to have a block or something to support yourself if you need it, and then left foot forward, top of your mat. Lift your heart, breathe in, and exhale, fold forward and bow. Now I have a bend in my knees here. I encourage you to have one as well. Let yourself just sway out a little bit side to side. You can always take ragdoll, bending the elbows, hold opposite biceps, but if you prefer to have the hands on the ground, feel free to leave them there. Now I want you to separate your feet so they're about as wide as your mat. The outer edges of your feet are as wide as your mat. And then begin to walk your hands forward. And if you had a block and it's harder in the hamstrings, you can have the hands on a block. So it's like a very mini kind of wide-legged straddle and down dog hybrid here. Again, it's still okay to have a little bend in the knees. Notice if your weight, though, is rocking back in those heels. Try to bring the weight forward so it's centered over the sole of each foot. And then walk your hands back. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Now bend your knees. Take your hands to your hips. Lift your shoulder heads up and come up with a flat back best you can. Inhale, rise. Come all the way up. Good. Exhale, step your feet in. So they're about 2 fist widths apart. You've got a little space there. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Good, and you're going to clasp your hands and take the hands on top of the head. Lift your head up into your hands, and then you're going to side bend over to the right. Side bend to the right. And then let your heart begin to bow forward. Keep lifting your crown up into the hands. Take your ribs over to the left, and then you're going to come up to center. Now you can take a little back bend here or just be more upright. So you lean back a little more. Right, you're making a circle toward the floor. Left, open. To the right, towards the ground. To the left, and open. Now switch from the open, go to the left. Left, toward the floor, to the right, open it up, 2 more, left, towards the earth, to the right, open, last time. This doesn't need to be the biggest movement in the world, okay? Just little movements, waking it up. Good, now come back up to center. Now take the hands off the head, push the palms up towards the sky, breathe in. And now I want you to bring the arms so they're parallel towards the shoulders, parallel to the floor, and exhale, round the back. Good, inhale, reach the arms up, strong legs, groins back, tail down. Exhale, arms parallel to the ground, round. One more time, inhale, lift, exhale, round. Good, reach the arms up, breathe in. Exhale, bend your knees and take your hands on your thighs. Yep, so you're in a chair pose, but you're holding on. This pose has been very helpful with porta potties. Yeah, I'm just going to say it. If you're a guy, you don't need to know about that, but it's helpful. Chair pose is helpful. When you think, how are these yoga poses relevant? This one actually is, okay? Bring your hands to your heart, inhale. Laughter's the best medicine, right? Exhale, sink a little deeper. Again, inhale, lift your chest, broaden across your collarbones. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Wiggle your toes. Let's take one more. Remember, you are strong. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Push up to stand. Inhale. Airplane your arms in your chair. Exhale, sit back. Push up to stand. Inhale. Exhale, sink into chair, airplane. Again, inhale. This isn't about speed. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Now stay in chair. Inhale, hands to heart. Take your 2 fists, and I want you to bring them between your legs. So I'm going to bring my feet in a little closer, and I want you to squeeze your knees against your fists and lift your chest up. A different part of the body working. Now, if you've got issues in the hands, you could take a block, okay, between your legs, which is typically what we do. Inhale here. Draw your belly button in as you exhale. Drop the hips. Take one more breath. Squeeze. You don't need to break your hands, but just gentle squeeze. Inhale. And fold. Straighten the legs. Exhale. Lift your spine. Breathe in. Let's step our left foot back, and come up to stand. So you're in a straddle, and now we'll adjust the feet a little wider. We're going to come to a side angle pose. Okay, side angle pose. Heel to arch. So heel of your front foot bisecting the arch of your back foot. And I want you to just take the hands to the hips to start. So inhale, and then exhale, bend. Now as you bend, your right knee is right over the ankle. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Easy peasy, right? Inhale. Exhale. Now stay here. Bring your forearm on your thigh. We did this kneeling. We started earlier, and the hand was on the hip. You feel it a little different now. Take the top arm up. Breathe in. Take the top arm, rest it behind the head. Push into the bottom forearm. Keep the right knee moving to the right. Take your back inner thigh, your left inner thigh, the groin back, and then carve the outer right hip under. Lay your head back into that left forearm. Take one more breath. Good. Reach the arm to the sky. Inhale. Pull up to a warrior 2. Exhale. Let's straighten our front leg. Inhale. If you need to, adjust your back foot up just a little bit. Trikonasana, again, just like we did. Reach the right arm forward. I'll grab the block so you can see with the block. Right hand, let's take it today on the inside of the foot. Some days I'll do the outside cue. Let's take it today on the inside. Notice your wingspan. Bottom arm to top. Push into your front heel, your big toe mound. And the same energy is happening in the back leg as side angle. Groin is going back, and the outer right hip is carving under. Take the top hand behind the head. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the hips open as best you can, but turn the elbow down. Inhale, open. Exhale. I've got a little bend in my bottom arm. Inhale, but as I open, then it straightens again. Exhale. Inhale, reach up through the left fingertips. Put a little bend in that front knee, and I'm going to take my block with me. Exhale, come up to stand. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. I'm going to set my block down here. Both hands to the hip. Inhale. So standing poses, I don't always do them in healing. So if this is the first time, exhale, bend your left knee, that you're taking a healing practice. A lot of times we are seated and laying down the whole time. Inhale. But today we're just going to find a little bit of strength, reminding ourselves of the power within. Inhale one more time. Exhale. So we're doing a little bit with standing more than we typically do. Now lean forward. Left forearm, go ahead, bring it onto the thigh. Right hand to the hip. Back inner thigh, groin back. So when I take the groin back, my front knee tends to go to the right, which I don't want it to. I want it to stay going left. So groin back, remind your left knee, go left, and it'll help by carving that outer left seat under. Reach the arm up to the sky. Take the top hand, if you like, drape it behind the head. Stay strong in the legs. So big side angle pose. You can see the angle and big side angle stretch right through the whole side body. Lay the head back. Try not to grip in the toes. Reach the arm to the sky, breathing. Exhale, pull up, warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Inhale. Scoot your back foot up a little bit if needed. Exhale. Left arm's going to reach forward. Left hand down to the block. Again, I'm going to bring it on the inside today. Groin back. Inner thigh. Groin back. Outer left hip. Carve it under. So you're trying to keep the groin back. There are two opposing actions. The groin going back and the outer left hip carving under as you rotate and revolve the top shoulder open. Take the top hand behind the head or hold the shoulder. Inhale. And then exhale, coil down. Inhale. Now if you're very flexible in your hamstrings, you need a little micro bend in that left knee so you don't lock it out. Inhale, last time. Exhale. Reaching arm up to the sky, breathe in. Put a little bend in that leg. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale. Turn your left toes so they're going to face the long edge of your mat, just like the right, all 10 toes facing the long edge of your mat. Hands to your hips. Squeeze your elbows together. Inhale. And then you're going to glide your hands down your outer legs all the way until your peace fingers and your thumbs. If they don't go to the toes, just bring your hands under your shoulders. But those of you that can get your peace fingers and thumbs around your big toes, go ahead. If you have that block handy and you wanted to rest your crown on the top on the block, it's very easy for the shoulders to drop here towards the ears. So I want you to lift. I know it's harder to see in my shirt today. You lift the shoulder heads up. Draw the shoulder blades on the back. Notice if your weight is dropping so that your sitting bones are well behind your heels. Bring your weight forward. So again, there's a centeredness between the entire sole of the foot. It's not just dropped in the heel. It's also, there's weight in the front of the foot as well, the ball of the foot. Take one more breath. Good. Let go of your big toes. Stretch your arms out. You're going to take like a down dog in this Prasarita Padottanasana shape. Take an inhale here.
Center your left hand a little more right in line with the crown of your head, and then take your right hand and reach it towards your outer left calf and take a gentle twist, turning to the left. Bend the elbow, the right elbow, left arm stays straight, and you're peeking and looking underneath that left arm. And then switch right hand more at the center line so you feel more balanced, and then left hand, reach it to the outer right leg. Bend the elbow, turn and look under the arm. And return the left hand. Let your thumbs touch. Inhale. Spread the fingers. Exhale. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Breathe in. Turn your right toes back to the front of your mat. Coming into a lunge, step your right foot back into a plank. Now I'm going to just put my knee down. You're welcome to stay in a full plank today. A lot of times in the healings, I just take it easy. And then we're going to come all the way down onto the belly. All the way down onto the belly again. Good. Stack your right hand again on top of your right hand on top of left. Forehead down. Good. Steady your breathing. Now this time we're going to keep the head at center. So you're going to keep the forehead down against the back of the right hand. And we're going to lift, the left forearm's going to stay on the ground, but we're going to lift the head up and the right hand is going to stay connected to the forehead. So inhale, I want you to lift the head up. You can push again a little bit into that left forearm, helping you lift up through the back. And then exhale, lower. Now you're going to do it again, and if that was plenty, you just stay there. If you can, you're going to lift your left leg simultaneously. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Keep the right leg strong. Right 5 toenails clicking down. We have one more, last one. Try not to overwork in that left forearm. Exhale. Lower. Good. Now switch. Left hand on top. Wiggle out those hips a little bit. And then first time we're just going to do the head. So like your left hand is suction cupped to your forehead. Inhale, lift. Try to let it come from the back as best you can. You're not pushing with your left hand against your forehead to lift yourself up, and you're not overworking in that right forearm and hand. Inhale. Let it come from the back body. It's okay if you don't come very high. Exhale is the lower. Inhale. Lower. Lifting now opposite leg. Right leg, and lower. I just kind of forgot. Hopefully some of you are already lifting that right leg. And lower. We've got one more. Lift. And lower. Whew. Okay. Forearms out in front of you again. Sphinx pose. Sphinx pose. Close your eyes for a moment. Take your feet wider if you need to. Take your gaze, even if your eyes are closed, just take it more towards the floor if your back is feeling sensitive. Breath in. Breath out. One more, breathing in. Notice if your body is feeling anxious. Let it go. Good. All right, we're going to wake up the thigh a little bit, just starting to get into those hips. I want you to bring your left forearm again so it's parallel, and let your forehead rest on the back of your hand or wrist area. Bend your right knee and reach back with your right hand and catch your right ankle or the top of the foot. Engage your left leg. Push the top of your left foot into the floor. Draw your tailbone down towards the back of your knee. Lift your pubic bone up a little bit. Now, those of you that want to go deeper, you certainly can. You can be up on that left forearm if you like, with your head up. That's totally fine. Take one more breath. Breathe in. Good. Breathe out. Let that go. Inhale. And switch. Right hand down. Bend left knee. Reach back with your left hand. So today I'm keeping my head down. Again, those of you that want to, you're welcome to lift up. Pushing onto that right forearm. Bringing your chest up a little bit more into a cobra shape. Lift your pubic bone up. Lengthen your tailbone towards the back of your mat. Gently, gently release your foot. Good. Push your forearms underneath you, bringing the forearms down, and then lift your hips up. Walk your knees in a little closer to you, and I want you to take your blanket. I'm going to give a little massage to the quads to help kind of keep opening up the front of the hip, because those muscles do run all the way across there. So I want you to take a roll with your blanket. So it started for me, and again, you can use a towel. Roll it up. And then we're going to come back onto the forearms, and the blanket is going to go on the thighs. So we're going to be moving here a little bit, but I'm going to separate my feet. It's below my hip creases, and then I'm just going to roll. So I'm tucking my toes. And you're going to roll a little bit. I can't talk to you right now. I'm just kidding. It's pretty intense. It's like if I just stay, that's one thing. But if I kind of glide across the muscle, now you could have it up a little higher than I do. My hip crease is right here, so you can see I'm quite a bit lower. And if I wanted to walk closer to my hip crease, I sure can. I can just walk up a little bit. That's equally uncomfortable. And some of you can roll more so you get into the IT band a little bit. So that's on the outer part of the leg, almost like you're coming into a side plank on your blanket. So we're going to just be here for a minute or two. I want you to be able to enjoy it. And if you want to slide your body along the blanket so that the blanket goes lower or higher. Some of you, as you get more towards the knees, there's different kinds of sensitivities there. You're also having to work your core here a little bit. If it's too much to hold yourself up, take a block and have it on the low setting and just lay your chest on the block, and that'll take some of the intensity out of your forearms working, so you can really just isolate more so or if you had a bolster, that would be great. Just lay on your bolster. But a block works, or 2 Harry Potter books stacked up works. Because you just have those right by your yoga mat, Don't you know? Okay. You're here for about another 30 seconds. You didn't get to have your massage this week? Well, you are in luck, because yoga is healing to the rescue. Power that made the body can heal the body, you guys. Just as your heart beats and your breath moves and your systems function, your body is constantly working to bring yourself back to an internal balance. Do we ever think about that? That's why,
right? Dis-ease in the body, disease, dis-ease. There's a lack of ease in our body, and our body is trying to come back. And I know it's really hard when we're in a situation and an illness and a sickness. It can be hard to find gratitude in those moments, to notice what could be the miracle angle in this situation. Good, come back. Oh goodness, walk your forearms back in a little closer to you. Tuck your toes. If you have a difficulty sitting on the knees, just come up on your shins. You can also sit on your block if it's too intense to sit back on in broken toe pose. Turn your palms up. You might feel some serious prana, energy, just kind of a little tingling going through the front of the thighs here. Take one more breath, breathing in. Letting it go. Good. Prop to the side. Cross your ankles. I'm just going to roll this way. Come on to your back. Let's come on to the back. Hug those knees in towards your chest. Give a massage for your sacrum. Good. And then set both feet to the floor. Let's grab one block. Now, if you don't have a block, again, I wasn't kidding about the Harry Potter books, or any fat book would work, okay? And I want you to slide your block. I'm going to go medium height. You can go lowest, middle, or high. Slide it under your sacrum. Now, it's very important here that you keep your neck steady. So if you aren't sure what to do, just come out of the pose, check out your computer, your phone, look, and then come back. Try not to turn your neck in this position, okay? Keep your gaze straight up towards the sky. And I want you to take your right ankle in this bridge, this supported bridge, and hook it over your left knee. So you're prepping a figure 4. And then lift your left heel up so you're on the ball of your left foot. And I want you to inhale, arch your back a little bit. Feel like you're really pushing the sacrum, the top of the buttock, into the block. And then I want you to exhale. Feel it coming from your core. Your low back begins to round. The buttocks lift a little bit, and your left foot is going to lift off the floor as your whole leg, lower half, comes towards your body in this figure 4. And just do it a few times. So as you inhale, I want you to tap your big toe or all 5 toes down. Let your sacrum feel heavy, arch your back, and then exhale, lift it up. And it's kind of amazing if you can keep the eyes open or closed here. But all that has to happen if you move slow to get this entire movement to happen. So you'll notice your spine, you'll notice your legs, you'll notice your core. You may even notice your neck and around your throat, the back of your skull, kind of holding itself to the earth. Good. Last time you're going to lift it up. So go ahead, pick the foot up. Pick the foot up. If you want to and you're feeling stable, you can thread your hands behind the back of the hamstring. Flex your top foot. Take one more breath. Let it go. Release your clasp behind your left leg. Let your left foot drift to the floor. And then extend your left heel to the earth. Now, if your block is high, this might be too much. So you may have to lower it. And to lower it, you're going to have to put your feet on the floor first and lift your hips and then lower the block. But right knee is going to come in towards your chest. So nice hip and back opener here. One last breath, breathing in, letting it go. Very gently, first let go of your right leg and set your right foot to the floor with the knee bent. Left leg is going to come in and left ankle will hook above your right knee. Flex your left foot. Notice on the block if the sacrum feels like it's not level on that block. So adjust if you need to a little bit. Begin to lift your right heel and now really arch your back. So push the sacrum into that block a little bit more. And then exhale, feel the sacrum kind of scooping up to help you lift the right foot up off the floor, drawing your lower half towards your chest. And then inhale, tap it down. Take a moment. You let the whole foot come down so that you can really arch the back. And then exhale. We have 2 more here. Easy does it. Breathing in. Rounding the back. Exhale. Last time. Tap it down. This time, once the leg comes up off the floor, you're going to leave the leg in towards you. Thread your hands, if you can reach, behind the back of the hamstring. So your left arm weaves between the legs, your right arm wraps around the outside of your right leg. Now, again, if you don't have a block, you could be doing this pose on the floor. So you don't have to have the block. You could have actually been doing all these movements. You wouldn't have the back bend component of it, but that's okay. You're getting a great hip opener. Let go of your right leg. Set that foot to the floor and slide the heel out. So the heel is actually on the ground. The toes are pointing up. And then release your left knee towards your chest. Clasp your hands over the front of the left shin. Again, you may notice some just kind of little tingles. You may not. Last breath, breathing in. Letting it go. Slowly let go of that left foot. Set the left foot to the earth. Set the right foot to the earth. Take a moment to pause in your supported bridge. There are variations you could take. You can stay in this supported bridge. You could stretch both legs out so that the heels are down and the toes are up. You could take the legs up in a supported shoulder stand. Wherever you are, I want you to take 4 more breaths, breathing nice and slowly in. Easy and relaxed, letting it go. As though the breath has the capacity to heal. As you move your nervous system into the parasympathetic state, the rest and restore, right? Restoring back to health. And then wherever you are, let's all land with our feet back in this supported bridge. Take an inhale. Push into your feet.
Lift your hips. Exhale. Slide the block out. Take an inhale. And then very slowly allow the spine to ease its way back to the earth. Take your hands with your fingertips pointing up, heels of your hands close to your hip creases. I want you to just push into your thighs. Get a little traction here for the low back. And take one more breath. Good. And then take your arms into a cactus shape. Take your arms into a cactus shape. Stretch your right leg long. Keep your left foot on the floor. And just a very easy does it, just kind of working a little bit of mobility in the back before we come to Shavasana. So right leg straight, left foot, knee is bent, foot is on the floor. I want you to just easy twist. Take your left knee and twist it to the right. So the outer edge of your foot will lift. And as you do that, I want you to extend your left arm on the diagonal. And then as you exhale, just come back to center. Inhale. Left knee moves right. Extend your left arm from the cactus shape. Exhale, bring it back. You got one more. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Bring it back. Good. Take your left foot, bring it on top of your right thigh. Right hand's going to come over and we're going to take a twist. Right hand to the outer leg. Twist your left knee over to the right. Take a nice steady Ujjayi breath, breathing in. Let it go. Bring it back up. Inhale. Cactus your arm. Stretch your left leg out. So both legs are stretched out straight for a moment. Breathe in. Right leg bends. Exhale, breathe out. Foot to the floor. Right knee goes left. Inhale. Let the outer edge of your foot lift. Reach your right arm on the diagonal. Feel cobra. Your right shoulder might lift, and that's okay. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, reach the arm, reach the knee. And back. You got one more. Last time, breathe in. Exhale. Now you're going to take the sole of your right foot, put it on top of your left thigh. Take your left hand, again, little twister here, left hand to your outer right knee, and you're going to twist that leg over again to the left. It's a little deeper this time. Bring it back up. Inhale. This time, set the right foot to the floor. Slide your left foot in. Soles of your feet together. Knees wide. One hand to heart, one hand to belly. We think about what it is that we do, our practices, our rituals, our routines and habits that promote healing in our body. Anytime that we are having a good time, a lot of those times we are in more alignment. We're in a greater sense of alignment. So thinking about things that bring you joy. Can be small little things. Sitting outside on your porch, watching the rain, reading a book.
And then when you're ready, you can stay here longer if you like. Take your legs, extend your legs out, extend your arms, palms facing up, back of the hands to the ground. Shavasana. So we'll be here for a few minutes. As always, I will ring a soft bell 3 times when it's time to come out. So even though it gets quiet, know that we are still here. So allow your mind to release. Allow your body to let go. The power that made the body can heal your body. That might be a lot to swallow in this moment today. But simply by showing up, simply by taking this time for yourselves, there's a seed within you that knows that that's true. That it's never too late, we're never too old, we're never too, you fill in the blank. There is always possibility. As you breathe in, notice the way that your inner body expands. As you exhale, and you release out, notice the way that everything again draws back towards you. Very easy, just start to move the body. Whatever way feels good. It might be your ankles, your wrists, your fingers, your toes. Let's stretch our arms up and over our head. And either way, I want you to just choose today. You can roll to the right or to the left. Use your bottom arm as a pillow to support your head. Press your body back up to an easy seat. Fold your hands into prayer. There is incredible power in our intentions, in our practices themselves. So take a moment as you conclude, before we open the eyes and we go back into our day and our lives. It's a prayer, it's an intention, it's a dedication, it's a hope, a wish, anything. Prayers to all the families affected by fires, to Mario's family, to all of the people that are hurting, that need this healing practice, and maybe you weren't able to do it today. We send our energy, we send our love to you. Drawing thumbs up to third eye. May we remember the power within ourselves and believe in possibilities, and also surrender to the power that's greater than ourselves. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, yogis. It's always a pleasure to be with you, to do these practices. Something very exciting that I get to start doing, and I invite all of you and any of you that would like to join. I'm going to start teaching classes Tuesdays and Thursdays virtually from the studio that I used to teach at in Colorado. They're letting me teach from home, and so I'm going to get to be on their schedule. It's 10 a.m. It's already what I do. So 10 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I will put a link below if you're interested and you want to sign up. You can just do one at a time, and there's different options, but if you are interested, I'd love to have you join. And so what I'll probably start doing is still do at least one practice a week that we do on Facebook, and I'll share when that will be. It'll either be a Monday or Wednesday every week that I'll keep doing those as well. But I want to have this healing practice stay in there because the other two I'm offering are flows. So there'll be plenty of chances for flow, but I'm so excited. This will start next week, so not tomorrow, but it'll start next week on Tuesday, 10 a.m. Central Time. If you live in Colorado, it's 9 a.m. So thank you, everybody. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out, request. I am here for you. So thank you. Namaste.